and my better half, Deepshika Mehra. Please. Oh, Miko's also there. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I jumped the gun on that one.
I'm sorry. Someone's making a lot of mistakes here.
That's okay. I thought you were relieving me of my duties earlier.
No, no. Uh,
There are four chairs, one standing.
Whatever, man. That's okay.
can I request? Can we have the mics, please? I was supposed to introduce all the ladies, but since the last panel's discussion, we didn't do that. And as a trend, then we will request everyone to do a self-introduction. And my better half has given me so many pages for an introduction that's not possible. So we'll let them introduce themselves.
Sanjeev, is this on? Yeah, we'll do our own. Yeah. Sanjeev, you start.
Hello, everybody, and a big thank you to the organizers for organizing this session and having us here. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Hajra here because he's been very instrumental in the supporting my career and for women in maritime. My name is Sanjam Sahi Gupta. I'm director at Sitara Shipping, founder of Vista India, and also founder at Maritime SHEO. And mainly, most of you know me because I'm an advocate for diversity within the maritime industry. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Miko Brown. I am with the ITF, the International Transport Workers Federation at the headquarters in London. Firstly, I would just like to say thank you very much to FSUI for the invitation to come here and speak with you today, and thank you to Manoj in particular. So in London, I've been working at ITF for 3 years now as part of the Maritime Operations team. So I'm working with our seafarer affiliated unions in India, helping them develop their collective bargaining agreements and working with some of the shipping companies to make sure that their flag of convenience vessels, notably, for example, Liberia, Panama, Marshall Islands, they are covered with ITF approved collective bargaining agreements, so the seafarers on board are being covered by better wages and terms and conditions. Thank you very much, and I look forward to discussing with my panelists on gender diversity and inclusivity in the maritime industry.
Hello everyone. Thank you for having me here. I'm Manisha Tiwari, advocate, maritime lawyer. I'm in the industry practicing as a maritime lawyer from last 14 years. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Thank you to FSUI and Aishwarya ma'am for inviting me here. I'm Aisha Vaz. I started my shipping career in 2011. In 2014, I started sailing, and I have recently gotten my master's COC.
Thank you, everyone, and I really thank the entire panel to be here just on my request. Thank you, FSUI. Thank you, Mr. Manojji, for inviting me over here and being able to speak something more relevant on women. And also, I think, as Madam Joshi have already said, we want to talk more than just about women in this session. Let's see how it goes. To introduce myself, I am Aishwarya Gupta Pilankar. I am the MD of Nautical Marine Management Services. I have been into marine for last 25 years. And that's it. Thank you.
That was a wonderful introduction by all my multifaceted and multi-talented ladies on the panel. To talk about myself, I'm Deepshika Mehra, married to Sanjeev. I have two beautiful children, and I will be bringing them up during the panel discussion, talking about diversity, gender diversity. I am an empowerment and a transformative coach, also CEO of our Kenmark Tech Solutions, where we are into repair and reconditioning of, everybody knows what is Kenmark Tech Solutions. Everything else is very long, so probably I will post it somewhere. Okay, so should we get right into it? When we talk about the stumbling blocks that women face in the marine industry, it doesn't happen the day you enter the marine industry, right? It always stems back into your childhood. These biases are always culturally, socially, start at home, at the playground, at school, at college. So I want each one of you, if you have a little story from your past where you actually felt it or you didn't, because like I said, I will be bringing up my children. I have two of them. My firstborn, who's a boy, I am guilty of telling him, you are a boy, you are a man, and you will have to put food on the table, so you better study hard and work hard. And for my second child, who's a daughter, second child, वैसे you don't give them too much responsibility. I was like, I've not told her anything like that. We as a family gave them equal opportunities, but the pressure was definitely on my boy child. So I want ladies, please take the mic and tell me about your child.
So I'm the proud daughter of a master mariner, and I proudly tell everyone who can listen to me that my parents gave me wings. Growing up, we had two daughters in the family, and typically in an Indian context, when people ask you, "Oh, how many children do you have?" "Oh, two daughters." So people would look at my father rather pitiably, saying that, "Oh God, two daughters, no sons," and then they would say, "Maybe one day, they'll get married and their husbands will take over the business." But I'm very happy to say that till date, the husbands are there, but no, they have not taken over the business. The daughters are definitely there. And I grew up in a very progressive family where a lot of emphasis was given on education and self-reliance. So I've had a very fortunate upbringing where I did not feel the bias, but yes, I did see the pressure from outside. Like, for example, my dad has a younger brother and he's got two sons and one daughter. So typically, when I started working, my chachi would ask me questions which I found very odd. She would ask me, "So you go to work? You go to work every day?" And then when I got married, she would again ask me the same question. And then when I had my son, she would ask me, "So you're planning to continue work?" Which I would find very odd. So I think that society has certain norms, and they feel that at every stage, that as a woman, as a single woman, then when you're as a married woman, and then as a woman with children, they feel that women do not concentrate on their career, which I think is, or definitely should not be there. So that has been my experience. A lot of support from my family, a lot of support from my husband, for which I am able to juggle multiple roles in my life. And I think women generally are very good at multitasking.
So just to say, from my childhood, so I'm from Seattle in the United States originally. So even though it's a coastal town, I'm the first person in our family to have maritime and shipping connection. So I'd say growing up, Seattle is also known for being very progressive and left-wing city. So I've also seen a lot of different lifestyles, engaged with a lot of people from different cultures. I myself, I'm half Japanese. Lots of my friends are coming from different backgrounds. So from early on, I would say it was a blessing to have so much exposure to different cultures, particularly. So in some ways, I would say I was perhaps even naive going into the working world, thinking things are just based on merit purely. I think it was maybe even Gloria Steinbeck who has said it's for men, they're more progressive when they're younger, but then they become more conservative as they get older. However, for women, they become more progressive as they get older because they begin to encounter more of these stumbling blocks and challenges later on in their life. So just to recount one antidote from when I used to work in the mining industry. So mining is also very similar to shipping world. It's known for being a male-dominated culture. And so often when I would attend these kinds of conferences and seminars, I would just be one of a handful of women who were there. And so I remember on one occasion, I saw another woman who was at the conference too. And I thought, oh, wonderful. It would be great to speak to her and get to know someone else, another woman in the mining sector. And this was in the coal world as well, so also a bit niche too. And as soon as after I introduced myself, she just looked at me and said, "Oh, you look like you don't belong here." So these are also the kind of hurdles. This was something that was mentioned earlier as well. Sometimes there are challenges coming from other women who have made it in so-called like a man's world, and there can also be challenges to overcome in changing mindsets of not only of men from different generations, but also from women as well, to be more encompassing and including of everyone.
So, luck has favored my sister, Dr. Natasha, and me, and we were born to a very progressive, enigmatic couple, Captain Derek and Hetty Vaz. So, growing up, I never felt biasness of any sort or discrimination. The only time I started to feel a little different was when I joined Pre-C back in 2012, where the guys in class would look at me different. I got a feeling of alienation. There was no discrimination or biasness. I just felt alienated, like I'd popped up from another planet. And I do get it that it's different from the normal having a girl in class, and I was the only girl in my class, so I would get different looks. Everything I did was looked at very closely, and people just gawked at me all the time. But since then, I have had my fair share of struggles. But the support of my family and through the years, I do feel that without them, I wouldn't have reached. There's many supportive people, not just the family, but the people I've met sailing through the years has been good. And I was always goal-oriented. And this goal was what commanded my thoughts, that this is where I want to reach. And today I'm a master marina. So, yeah.
Since you are asking about the childhood, fortunately, I am also from a very open-minded family, and my father was a mathematician, a professor. So basically, we don't miss all the we were four sisters and one brother, so big family. So never we felt any kind of discrimination. But one event which I would like to share here today, that there was some occasion in which my mom, she said, she referring to me, she said, she is my son. My father, who is sitting next to her, he said, no, she is my daughter and no less than a son. So this statement by my father was, is a very impactful. And, this was very impactful on my mind, whether it is emotionally or coming and facing this world. So the time when I felt a little difficulty was when the father bird asked baby bird to fly high. Okay. So when I came after completing my LLM Masters in Maritime Law, so when I started applying to law firms, my CV was accepted by many, but on the condition that they are not going to pay me remuneration, they are going to give me a platform.